And this is ITV Nighttime. Merry Christmas. It's 5 to 6. Dennis 2 is waiting at ITN.
Good morning. Richard Branson's attempt to go round the world non-stop in a balloon is facing a serious crisis this morning. Because of a weather depression dragging it out of the jet stream, the crew may have to ditch in the Pacific. Claire Cross sent this report from the control centre.
It was a very tense night at the command centre. By 4 o'clock this morning, it had become clear that the ICO Global Challenger was trapped in low pressure and might have to ditch in the shark-infested Pacific Ocean. Senior team members were woken at their hotels with news that all was not well. Richard Branson was adamant he wanted to go on, but for project director Mike Kendrick, the safety of the three-man crew was paramount.
There is a 50% chance of losing the flight. And we'll obviously be looking at landing them in the sea, if necessary, as close to Hawaii as possible. But Richard, Per and Steve don't want to give up yet, and they want to take that balloon up and down, looking for a wind to take them due east.
Earlier, Richard Branson and co-pilots Per Lindstrand and Steve Fawcett had been quietly celebrating having reached the halfway point. It had been thought that with Libya, Iraq and China behind them, the route ahead would have been trouble-free. But it's clear this Christmas morning that the adventurers need a small miracle. Claire Cross at the command centre, Uxbridge.
As Peter Mandelson spends Christmas assessing his future following his resignation from the cabinet, Conservatives are demanding an inquiry into the financial affairs of every minister in the wake of the Home Loan row. There are reports that the former Trade and Industry Secretary could stand as Labour's candidate for Mayor of London. The RAF has evacuated 81 British and European citizens, including 9 Italian priests, from Sierra Leone in West Africa. The Hercules military transport planes were called in after fighting intensified between government and rebel forces. A Foreign Office spokesman says more flights may be arranged. There are fears that the shaky ceasefire in the Serb province of Kosovo is breaking down. The rebel Kosovo Liberation Army says it's over, following an offensive by Serbian security forces. Western observers say around 100 tanks were deployed against the KLA. Following the offensive, hundreds of refugees fled into the surrounding hills. The severe winter weather sweeping across America is being blamed for a bus crash in New Jersey, in which 8 people were killed. The bus was heading to Atlantic City when it skidded down an embankment. And snow is being blamed for the deaths of at least 16 other motorists in Texas. Freezing rain across the southern states turned roads into ice rinks, disrupting Christmas travel plans. The Queen and other members of the royal family are celebrating Christmas at Sandringham in Norfolk, where later today they'll attend morning service. At midnight mass in the Vatican, the Pope looked forward to the millennium. But in Bethlehem, the tensions in the region overshadowed the Christmas celebrations. This from Vicky Ford.
Harsh political reality is never far away from Bethlehem. Yasser Arafat was at midnight mass to hear the Latin Patriarch speak of the Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. Describing Israel as the oppressor, he said Palestinian-controlled Bethlehem was still unable to enjoy peace. And days after Operation Desert Fox, he offered prayers for the suffering of the people of Iraq. In all, Bethlehem's Christmas celebrations were subdued. The airstrikes and stalled Middle East peace process had frightened many tourists away. In the Vatican, Pope John Paul celebrated this Christmas, but his mind was on next year's, when Christianity's third millennium will be launched. He said it will be a truly holy year that will end with the 2000th anniversary of the birth of Christ. And in the vigil service in Westminster Cathedral, Cardinal Basil Hume appealed for Christ not to be squeezed out of Christmas. Vicky Ford, ITN.
We'll bring you more on the progress of Richard Branson's balloon attempt in bulletins through the day. That's the news this Christmas morning. From the team here at ITN, have a very...
On a mission, I am expected to sacrifice myself.
Tick, tick, tick.
A View to a Kill, 7:45 Boxing Day on ITV.
It's a approaching 6 o'clock. This is where ITV Nighttime comes over to GMTV. From all of us here, have a great Christmas Day. Bye for now.